a factoring with X method where your A value is greater than 1. All right, so here's our first example. So we still follow the same examples. Step 1, make sure it's in standard form, which it is. Step 2, make sure, check if there's a GCF, and there is not one for this problem. All right, so step 3 would be actually doing the X method. So on this part, draw my X. Now on these particular ones, we now have a 2 on bottom because our A coefficient is a 2. Okay, so it's bigger than 1. All right, and then the bottom of the X, that's your A coefficient times your C coefficient. So 2 times -9. And multiply those, we get -18. All right, so -18 is the one we want to find two multiples that add up to the top number. And on top of the X is our B coefficient, which is 3. So two factors of 18 that add up to 3 or sum up to 3. And that would be -3 and 6. Okay, so additional to the X method, now that we have this denominator that's not a 1, we got to see if those fractions reduce. So on the left side of the X, -3/2 does not reduce evenly. However, 6/2 on the right side does, and that becomes a +3. All right, so in step 4, that's where we write it in intercept form. So I'm going to put X minus 3/2 times X plus 3. All right. Now the parenthesis or the factor that has a fraction, we're going to apply our swing technique, and that's taking the denominator and throwing it out in the front of the variable. So when I do that, I end up with 2x minus 3 and then x plus 3. And that's the quadratic factored out.